Okay then, let's do this. AEW Dynamite, or I should say, I wanted to call this Bash at the Beach Part 2 in a way before I was going to do this review, but this review is different, I should say. I guess I should say this is Dynamite on a boat this week, or on the Jericho Cruise, or the Rock and Rager, whatever you want to call this show tonight. It's still AEW Dynamite, but, live, well, not technically live, but it was taped yesterday, though, before the show played today, because I didn't think it was going to be live, and I was wondering how they were going to shoot this on a boat to begin with. But I guess AEW this week from the Jericho Cruise, the Rock and Rager, or Jericho, Part 2 at sea. So we're fighting at sea in the middle of somewhere. I think this boat was on its way to the Bahamas, if I'm not mistaken, for Chris Jericho's cruise or whatnot. But yes, I guess we should say, it's on a boat. I can't say live technically, but it's not live. It was taped yesterday. I stayed away from spoilers, so I don't know what really happened on there. But I was wondering how this was going to work on a boat, especially to fill up 2 hours, though. Especially filling up with a crowd full of, people on the boat and everything. And the stage looked nice for what this was or whatnot on the Jericho Cruise. I should say, this is the Jericho Cruise edition, basically, of AEW. Of course, JR Excalibur and Tony Schiavone on commentary. One thing I should note for beginning this review, and I guess I didn't know about this till later, about Jim Ross. It was weird not seeing him without his signature hat and whatnot, and everything. I guess it was pretty windy out there, so I believe it's the first time in over 20 years that JR has commentated a wrestling show without his hat. I know he used to not wear his hat, but I was like back in maybe the mid 90s or kind of like in the 80s or whatnot. He was commentating. I think once he didn't wear his hat for some time in WWF. I think until the Attitude Era, I think that's when he was known for wearing his, signature black hat and whatnot. I could be wrong, but I know they said it was the first time in 20 years that Jim Ross has not worn his hat while commentating, no. But looking at the setting, of course, I don't know how a cruise ship works and whatnot, but, fans are on the main floor, the deck, the balcony and whatnot. There are life preservers hanging on the back of the ring. Of course, you have the ring itself. Crowd was very close, so it wasn't a lot of open space right there. Stage was like a long rampway. The commentary team was on the stage also, on a little bit near the ramp to the left. It looked good, I'll say that, especially for on a boat at night times. It looked pretty good. I do remember last year Jericho did have his cruise, and this time this was televised on TV and played for everybody and everything. Because I remember last year when the cruise first began, I think Ring of Honor was part of it, and they had a show on there. I don't know if that was ever not televised, but I think it's on that Fight TV thing, if I'm not mistaken. But I think only maybe 1 or 2 matches, because I think they had a tournament during that time. But of course, like I said, lots and lots of fans there for this, but this is, I guess, the first time it was going to be on TV. And the first match we do kick it off with is for the AEW Tag Team titles. SCU, Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Of course, fans are going to chant cowboy shit. Crowd was very hyped for this. I wasn't really sure, because I guess it's in an open area and it's not in an arena technically, so I knew something was going to be different about this, and you could tell the difference in what was going on here. But overall, this was still a really great match, though. That was very enjoyable, because I was wondering where this was gonna go, and this could have gone either way, in my opinion. I'm sorry, I was looking at something, but yeah, like I said, this was a great match, though. Like I said, both these teams, they're usually that great out there. Of course, the crowd's going to go nuts for it. One thing I will say, especially throughout the night, especially with the chants, and I know there was a lot of chants I couldn't make clear throughout the crowd too, but I guess I had to bleep out several chants, it looked like, because I don't know if it was words they couldn't say to the crowd that was getting on TV or whatnot, but it was a lot of, the chants kind of being blocked out a couple of times when they were chanting something. But this match was still great. One thing I will say about SCU's finisher that looked a little bit kind of screwy was when they did it on Kenny. I swear Kazarian's like knee just went past Kenny's head and never even hit him. I just kind of wanted to point that out there because I saw it. You had the split screen commercial too, because this match only went about almost 30 minutes, I believe. Because Omega, he hit the V trigger on Cass. Scorpio Sky cut him off then. Cass pretty much had Omega pinned, but did not work. Hangman came, with the buckshot lariat on the ramp, or going onto the ramp, hitting Scorpio Sky. He hit one on Kazarian and winning the tag team titles. I didn't expect this. My friend Steven kind of said that he kind of knew they were winning the tag team titles regardless. I thought it was going to be some screwy thing with Hangman, some miscommunication, and, SCU would retain. But looking at what's happening now, and I'll get to a little bit more to this later, it looks like it still may happen down the line, though. But Kenny Omega and Hangman Page became the new tag team champions. Crowd popped big time. The Young Bucks came out to celebrate. Hangman, of course, he went to the crowd and he got himself a celebratory drink out there from the crowd, got a fan's beer, drank it, and he crowd surfed across the, through all the people, all the way up to the stage, holding his title up. Same with Omega holding his title up also. So, yeah, we got new tag team champions here, folks. Great way to kick off the show, though, especially with a title change. Like I said, I didn't even really expect the title change to happen, but this is going to play more into this storyline, especially with this drunk Hangman, I guess. I wouldn't say drunk all the way, but this over random drinking Hangman. I'm sure the drunkenness is already coming in soon enough, and we kind of seen a little bit already. But other than the random drunkenness, but other than random drunkenness right now, which we'll kind of get back to a little bit later, we then go to Priscilla Kelly versus Britt Baker. Now, I have a lot of things to say about this match in general, and especially that horrible ass promo that happened after too. But let me say this. Number one, if you do not know who Priscilla Kelly is, she is the girl that did that tampon spot, if you've seen it online. And I guess the other spot, which was some shit with Joey Ryan. I'm glad I never saw it, really. What, she puked on his dick or something? Listen, I just know this, and this is my opinion. I believe she's like it's Darby Allin's wife, right? So, for some reason, I just feel like they're doing Darby Allin a favor and putting her on this show, okay? Like I said, I've never really seen this girl wrestle personally, but, after seeing that tampon spot and whatnot, especially when people talk about the internet, it in the dick spot or whatever, puking on the dick, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering when they saw this person, like, isn't that the tampon girl or something? Personally, I've said this before, I think that shit was fucking stupid when I saw it, and I think I've addressed it before, too. About Priscilla Kelly and whatnot, and it's like this. That shit's dumb. The tampon and the puke on dick, it's dumb. It's dumb as fuck. If you try to defend it, fuck you. It's fucking dumb. Don't try to come at me trying to defend this shit. That shit was stupid as fuck. I'm sorry. I don't care whatever. What's somebody tried to say it was art or some shit like that. Dude, how is that fucking art? Some tampon spot. That shit looked dumb as hell. Okay, it really was. And I just remember a lot of wrestlers burying that shit online. Okay, because it's fucking ridiculous. Okay, I'm sorry if you. Hey man, you like that shit, that's your thing, but don't come trying to argue this shit, because I'm gonna call you fucking dumb and say that shit's dumb as hell to your face, okay? It's not good. It's not, alright? So that's all I really know about Priscilla Kelly, especially through those two spots in general, okay? And I said, you know what? I'm gonna try to separate that and give this girl a chance against Britt Baker there. But yeah, like I said, I've already explained this before, I'm separating this match from the bullshit because I'm going to try to give this a chance and whatnot. Just when I first heard this girl was even going to be on this show, I was like, okay, I rolled my eyes. But then I kind of know why, because I think they're doing someone I know who they're doing a favor for, okay? You've already heard me say it. But this match with Britt Baker. Now, as for Britt Baker there, this match was whatever, to be honest. It was okay. I guess, I don't know. I feel like it moved in slow motion half the time. And Britt Baker's just not good, okay? You know, I tried to like Britt Baker, but she is just not that great of a wrestler, okay? And we're going to get into the promo, too, because the match was kind of whatever, and she won with the lockjaw. But then, holy shit, let's probably get into the worst promo of the night here, okay? Because Tony Schiavone, he gets in the ring and interviews her. And then, you know, she starts getting pissed off and talking about the match being questionable. And, you know, Britt Baker pretty much talked about, you know, questioning, Schiavone wants to question character and whatnot. And everybody loves him. Like, you were the meal ticket. You're just happy you're a meal ticket right now because you were working at Starbucks and you had that shitty barista job and whatnot. It is like she starts saying she's like a role model and she's the hottest girl on the boat. She's smart. She's educated. She's brilliant. And then she brings up the Starbucks thing again, like a couple times. And that, you know, oh, Schiavone, you worked at a barista. I'm this, I'm that. And this promo sounded horrible. It was very bad. I was like, thank God JR said, folks are going to go to commercial. I'm like, thank you, because that promo sounded like shit, okay? It was bad, like very bad. I was like, what is this girl talking about? Like, I already said Britt Baker was not good. And then you gotta admit, that is some of the company's falling away, because they did kind of position her to be the face almost of the company at one point. But I just felt through time they figured Britt Baker is just not that good in general, like in the ring and on the microphone too. This promo was bad. Like, oh yeah, let's talk about that meal ticket you are right now. Yeah, you worked as a barista at Starbucks. I don't know if Tony Schiavone even did work at Starbucks in that, because I'm like, Starbucks? I'm like, wait, did Tony Schiavone work at Starbucks at one point? I don't know, okay? I really don't, but I don't know. And then fans started to chant something, but they kept kind of censoring it out, and it's just, I wanted this, you know, I said to somebody, it's just like Bayley's promo when she tried to say, I have a role model to everybody and whatnot, but this promo just came off very bad. I get she's a heel now and whatnot, but this was not good. It just was not a good promo. It fell over the place. Schiavone just stands there, looks confused as hell throughout this whole segment. And like I said, I was just glad JR said to go to commercial, but she's like, I'm this, I'm smart, I'm brilliant. And listen, man, the match itself was okay. It was kind of whatever for what it was, to be honest, but that promo made it worse. That promo was bad. It was not over. It did not go out well. I don't know what to say about Britt Baker sometime. I really don't, but she was just bad in this promo. It sounded like shit, just very monotone, just looked like you're reading off of it, like she was trying to memorize the words to a script, like heavily scripted promo, and like she was trying to remember all the words to it, especially, you know, going through the Starbucks part, and you know, I'm the hottest girl in the boat and role model and whatnot. Like she tried to remember her lines on several points in time, but that this was just a bad promo in general, and I just didn't like it, okay? It's just bad. And you know, Adam Cole, man, I don't know what you're doing out there, but you may need to do some more training with this girl. I don't know why. I just feel like you need to for some reason. That's why I'm bringing it up. But this was just not a good promo. It was very bad, okay? But next, 6-man tag. The Jungle Express versus Chris Jericho. Well, the Inner Circle in general, but Chris Jericho, Jake Hager with him. And, you know, Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz. You know, it's funny with Chris Jericho. You got to give it to Chris Jericho, by the way, right now, because there's many things going on. You got people singing along to his theme song, Judas, number one. Number two, you're the champion of this show. And what number 3? It's the show is on your cruise, on your boat right now. So you gotta give it to Chris Jericho right now, man. The guy is just, I should say, just having a hell of a time right now. Okay, like come on now, like people sing along to the theme song. You got this cruise going on. You got a wrestling show on your cruise, and you're the world champion too. He's the fucking man right now. What can I say about Chris Jericho? He is the show. Okay, he is the show. So it's just funny when you think about it. I'm like, dude, this is on his boat. Like this AEW show, I know it's not his company, but this show is being ran on his boat, on his cruise line right now. So that's the coolest thing about that. He's the champion, and everybody knows the Worst Heat theme song too. But the match itself, this 6-man. Let me say this. And I'm trying to keep this as a little bit positive as I can. If you keep Marco's stunt very minimal in the ring, I won't have that much of a problem with it. Personally, I just think it should just be Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I think that's the great package out of all of this. I still feel like Marco's stunt brings the group down and whatnot. Now, I guess if you want to keep him in for like a couple spots like they did with the, throwing like a projectile, and he did his little tornado DDT and whatnot. I guess I don't have no problem with that, but I kind of question when motherfuckers got to sell to this dude or have legitimate matches with him, because I just don't think it doesn't work and whatnot. I know Luchasaurus, which I thought he was good out there, Luchasaurus, by the way, real good. And same with Jungle Boy. He ended up fighting Jake Hager to the back, and then, Marco Stunt did a 450 splash. I don't know how that was even a near fall. It looked like it even touched Jericho. Like, the dude's so small, it looked like it never even affected Jericho in one way. And then Stunt kept trying to roll up Jericho until Jericho got him with the Judas Effect. I don't know who thought Marco Stunt was winning in this crowd. I don't know what y'all on, but I never thought he was going to pin the world champion, okay? But, yeah, Jericho got the win right here and whatnot with the Judas Effect. But like I said about Marco Stunt, if you keep him in the ring minimal, very minimal, I won't have that much of a problem. But I'm sure people that just don't want to see this guy in general, which I can agree on that too, because I just don't think this guy is that good. And the shit I've seen them put him in the ring with just looks fucking ridiculous. Like some people say he's either a small child out there or something. Like I told you, man, I had a friend called me, want to check out AEW the first time, sees him in the ring against Pentagon. Who is this small child fighting a luchador? And I cannot explain it to him because it looked like shit. That's why with him. Okay, so I'm no fan of Marco Stunt in general, to be honest, for many, many reasons, especially when motherfuckers try to compare him to Rey Mysterio. What drugs are you on? But if they keep it to a minimal, I won't have that much problem with it. Maybe. Santana Ortiz too, by the way, LAX, whatever you want to call them and whatnot. I feel like they're just there in this match. I don't know. I wouldn't say they're just there, but no, they think they be doing something else in the tag division right now, teaming up with Jericho or whatnot, beating up the Luchasaurus people or the Jungle Express. But it was not a bad 6-man though, very solid. It was pretty good, so I enjoyed it. Jericho being out there and everything, so that was good. MJF came out. Wardlow was not with MJF. As they talked about the promo, with Cody and everything from last week and whatnot. MJF went against Joey Janella, which there's another motherfucker I don't give a shit about. Someone brought this up to me. Does MJF oversell things? But, this was another match that was kind of meh, really. MJF oversells. I will say that. Like I said, my friend Steven, I said that MJF oversells a lot. Yes, he does. A lot of just stuff kind of on a lot of distractions in this match. Of course, they got to have Aubrey Edwards out there, which even sometimes I'm wondering why she's over sometime, but and whatnot. But yes, this match though, I don't know all the chants that were directed towards him. I still think they were blocking him out. The match was kind of whatever, to be honest, but it's like every time Janella kept hitting him, MJF has to oversell stuff like he kind of did last week with the DDP thing and whatnot. And the match was kind of whatever. And then Janella was on the top rope, and Kip Sabian, Penelope Ford came out and pretty much started making out, and he was distracted, and MJF pretty much hit his finisher for the win. So, at first I was like, is MJF going to have to carry this match just because it's Janella? Because that's kind of what I saw coming from this. Because I swear this motherfucker was talking about he's supposed to face Phoenix this week, or maybe that was next week. I don't know what Janella was talking about. I was barely paying halfway attention to that promo he was cutting out there last week. But MJF was on the microphone right after them, pretty much, in this world full of mumble rappers, Cody is a poet and also a real lyricist. I may not be lying about that mumble rap part. Well, he talked about Cody, about this book right now, the chapter, and he is right. I am the chapter, and I'm the last goddamn one, as he put it. Cody came out then. MJF pretty much told him to cut his music and everything. And, Cody, you talk about the Wardlow's not here. That's why you're excited. But, the stipulations, you can't touch me. Cody pretty much came in the ring, says, I was once your mentor and everything. And, he gave him the mic. But, MJF pretty much... he had the mic, but he dropped it on the ground. Cody went for it, and MJF put his middle fingers off, leaving the ring then. And he kicked it, but MJF pretty much, he's walking away. Cody pretty much, the fans start chanting asshole in. But Cody says, you know what? I can't touch you, okay? But these guys can. Young Bucks ended up hitting a super kick on him, which Jim Ross was like, sweet chin music. And, he had to correct himself there. Like, super kick party. Because, I guess you can't really say sweet chin music, but I guess that's what he saw when they both hit a super kick on him. And then he says, should we throw him in the pool? And then the Bucks end up throwing MJF into the pool as fans chanted, he can't swim. He can't swim. So the MJF Cody thing still moves along into the pay-per-view on February the 23rd, I believe. Revolution, Chicago, and whatnot. But, this is still a good segment, though, with Cody and MJF. It was a little funny, though. I'll say that, too. I guess it fits with the pool and everything. They had a video package of the Jericho Cruise going on right now, with, some of the highlights going on. What was it? Gabriel Iglesias was on the boat. And I guess some of the things that are going on in this boat for the past few days as they're on their way to the Bahamas right now. Tony Schiavone interviewed Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Omega pretty much, said, I guess he was drinking something to keep him hyped up and whatnot. Page pretty much says he was talking about whip some ass and everything. And Omega says, listen, I haven't forgot about Pac. He will get the rematch. The rubber match is coming. It's coming, which I also forgot the rubber match was coming because all he did was beat up the oil guy for the past few weeks. So I didn't even remember it till tonight. Omega pretty much, give Pac a match somewhere down the line, but the tag titles are the priority right now. The Bucks came back to celebrate, but then Hangman Page says, like, talking to the Bucks, like, I'm surprised we're champions for you guys could even win them. And then walked off. So, yes, Hangman slowly turning on the Elite still. Slowly. So, I guess it's going to be some way sooner or later that they're going to lose the titles because of some screwy thing going on. Especially them taking a shot at the Bucks right now like that. Hey, I'm surprised you guys weren't the champions. Or we already the champions. So, what's up with that? But as the main event was kind of getting ready to go, they announced next week's show. Cleveland, Ohio, they'll be on next week. Chris Jericho came back out. Once again, people sing his theme song. They were going to be on commentary for the Jon Moxley versus Pac match and determine the number one contender for the AEW title. Mox came out through the crowd but had an eye patch with blood coming from it in a way, so his eye was covered up. A very good match between these two, Pac and Jon Moxley. In a way, I never saw Pac winning. I knew he was going to have a good match out there. I know he's going to have a good match out there with Pac, whatnot, both these guys and everything, but I never saw Mox kind of losing this whole title shot going on. But it was a really good match, though, I will say that, especially Pac going for the shooting star press and everything, for the near fall. I'm going for the Black Arrow, but he ended up missing. Tried to go for the brutalizer, but Mox pretty much got to the ropes then right after that and pretty much rolled him up, but rolled back up. He hit one Death Rider, then he went for a elevated Death Rider then for the win. So Mox still the number one contender as Jericho stood tall on the stage holding up his championship. So a good ending segment, I will say that. I will say the show was different tonight because it was on a boat and everything. But hey, we saw some new tag team champions get crowned. The worst thing probably out this show is just once again the women, which is almost coming a common thing every week about this show of how the women's things segments or whatever type of screwy thing is going on is not bad. Only positive side, we didn't get any Brandy on here killing the show this week and whatnot at this in the middle of nowhere in the sea right now. But it was an interesting show. Like I said, I liked the boat. It wasn't bad. Like I said, the worst thing is probably the women and just the Britt Baker promo looked like shit, honestly. Very bad. And there's some other things I can go on, like either Stunt or Janella or whatnot, but it was somewhat whatever. Janella's still bad, but and whatnot, but they're trying who did Janella go against again? Well, I swear I forgot who he went against, Janelle. Oh, yeah, MJF. That's who he went against. So, yeah, MJF was going to get over there. But not a bad show. I don't know if everybody stayed tuned to watching it through the ratings or whatnot. Just because it's a tape show and not a live one, because it was taped on a boat the boat the day before and whatnot. So, I don't know if how many people did watch it in that. But, excuse me. Overall, good show for Dynamite though tonight. Like I said, some things I liked, some things I didn't like. But it was solid. Like I said, it was different because it was on a boat. But like I said before, we got new champions and everything right now too. So we'll see what happens next week on this show. Then I should say, but. The Jericho cruise is very big, of course, and I think he's having a third one next year. So we'll see what comes from that, and will they be live on there again? Well, I didn't say live, but at least will they be filming there again on the boat next time? I don't know if they will in that, but all I can say is we'll see what happens next week then and whatnot. But other than being stuck at sea for this trip or whatnot, which I'm sure people are having a very fun time, which I will say one thing before I go, though, was when fans, I heard, and I actually heard just when they chanted, "Your boat sucks." I guess other cruises like Disney were passing by and they're like, your boat sucks, AEW or whatnot, the whole effing boat. I don't know, there's a lot of boat jokes I've heard about that and whatnot. Making fun of other cruises. Your boat sucks. F your boat. This is our boat. Our cruise sucks. Our cruise rules. Your cruise. It's a lot of chance, but your cruise sucks. So they just took shots at random cruises that just happened to pass by them. Okay, so yeah, that's how fans are going at them and whatnot. But other than that, though, this is my review of the Rock and Rager or the Dynamite or the Jericho Cruise edition, the Jericho Cruise edition of AEW Dynamite. So yeah, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about the show. Check out Raw, SmackDown, Impact, NXT, Dynamite, or any other pay-per-view review that is coming, which we will have the Rumble and most likely Worlds Collide also. But we'll get into that another time, though. Other than that, this is my review of AEW Dynamite on a boat this time. So I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.